सब लोगों को नमस्कार। आज का इस दिन के शुभेच्छाओं से मैं मेरा कुछ बात आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूँ। I think Alumni Association of JNU has organized this event along with many of the central universities. It's a very welcome thing that the alumni of one central university could mobilize so many central universities to come together to discuss on something called national education policy in the context of knowledge society. Friends, I am thankful for having given me this opportunity, and I bring along with me the best wishes of our chairman, Dr. Kasturi Rangan, and all other members for having received the national education policy with lot of enthusiasm and welcome spirit. What I would like to say with limited time that I have with me, basically I think Professor Pramod Kumar ji said how this got evolved. As all of you know, it has taken 5.5 years. And not only that, it has also the suggestions have come from nearly 110,000 villages, 406 districts, and altogether something like 50,000 hours have gone into the process, and nearly 180,000, what I can say, suggestions have come. And because I have seen with my own eyes the hard copies of these suggestions, which runs in phases, and everything is school education, starting from foundation stage, preparatory, middle, and secondary, which is popularly called of late in the media, etc., is 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. If you have to really put your house in order as far as education is concerned, the greatest importance has been given in this policy on early childhood care and education. We started the basic. No doubt, Pramod Kumar ji talked about research and things like that. Yes, that is there. But the single most important, the significant importance is given to early childhood care and education. And you will be surprised, friends. 3 to 6 years of the age of children was not in the purview of education at all till now. You imagine. It was not under the purview of education at all. Education used to start from age 6 with grade 1. So I think the kind of education, philosophy, curriculum, and pedagogy needed based on the age appropriate thing has been brought into the system. 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. We had 10 plus 2 plus 3. Now it is 5 plus that 10. There is no, we used to call it as primary, upper primary, and secondary. But you know, upper primary, secondary, syllabus was different, school buildings were different. But what about education policy, the curriculum? The same thing, more or less. More in if you come to higher grades, you will the book become bigger. If you are in the lower grades, the book is smaller. That is not education. So this has been completely taken care, and it has been said that we are aiming at the holistic personality of the child. That's why we said there is no difference between curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular. Everything is same. No hierarchy of subjects. Arts and science, no hierarchy. This is higher, that is lower. Nothing of that sort. Academic and vocational, there is no hierarchy. I think this is a very, very important thing that we need to know. And when it comes to the secondary stage, the last 4 years, I will sell one point and then go to higher education. The last 4 years, secondary stage, 9, 10, 11, 12 grades, if you take. 11 and 12 grade, everywhere in the country, we used to put the students into classification. You know, it is called by different names in different places. You used to take science, or arts, or commerce, or diploma, or ITI. You know, you used to send them to different streams. See, what we have said in this policy, if you really want to make a child or a student to specialize after 18 years of age, you'll have to first give the child, the student, semblance of different subjects, understanding of different subjects. If you don't give that, then you cannot expect the child to make a choice. So therefore, in grade 11 and 12, it will be completely as many subjects as possible they must learn, but not in deep, but in an introductory way, a primer. If I know more subjects, see, I get a feeling what is economics. I must get a feel. Don't make the student go into deep. I must know what is that physics. See, for example, if you ask any student of today, friends, what is that you have done? I have done commerce. Fine, commerce is fine. Can you tell something about mathematics? No, I have not studied mathematics. Or if you have taken mathematics, can you tell anything about management? No, management was not there. See, you have made the child to develop a feeling that I have not studied this, I have studied only this. I think that is a very, very dangerous trend with regard to knowledge development also. So the policy has said you try to pick up as many subjects as possible and try to study. And when it comes to graduation, undergraduation, that is one area. That means in the entire 15 years of school education, no specialization. Try to pick up as much as possible. And then occasional. And the entire planning of a college or a university or a funding, everything will be based on institutional development plan. Every college, every university will have an institutional development plan for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. All of you come sit, prepare your plan. Now, how you will be evaluated, how your performance evaluation happens, how funding will be released, everything will be based on what was your plan and what is that you did. There is an amount of accountability. And the colleges and university campuses, if they have to be multidisciplinary, they must be large enough. So much is spent on infrastructure, ground, everything, but then the number of students who are taking benefit is very less. So we need to open different ways, and then comes the masters and PhD and things like that. Friends, what I would like to say is, when it comes to higher education, the undergraduation is semi-specialized. Masters is specialized and PhD is super specialized. You're completely reversing. Your specialization used to start at the grade 11. Grade 11, you are into one watertight compartment called science. Come on, if you are swallowed into it, if you are into it, you cannot come out. If it is science, arts, commerce, that is not there. So in undergraduation, it is semi-specialization. In masters, it is specialization. And in PhD, it is super specialized. You take them gradually, you give them a very good grounding, understanding the society, understanding the community interface. For example, let me give you one small issue. In school education, the policy says every year the child will have 10 bagless days. 10 bagless days. Every child will interface with the local artists, local businessmen, local everybody. They will interact. They will only spend time. You have no business book or carrying your bags. You imagine the extent to which the child gets connected. It is said 10 days. But if somebody wants, they can always increase. See, that planting that idea is very, very important. Second thing, the report card of the child. If you take the report card of the child, the report card of the child will have to be holistic. It is very clearly said 360-degree progress of the child. In fact, first time, the progress card will contain not just the marks of different subjects. It will identify the skill that the child has undergone. It will be based on artificial intelligence. So like that, lot of things are brought. And finally, what I would like to say is, because Pramod Kumarji talked about research, I don't want to repeat. But what I would like to say, how this entire policy will definitely contribute to Atmanirbhar as well as knowledge society. Atmanirbhar because every university, every college, every school, everybody will have open mind to your surroundings. That walls are being removed. You start seeing, you start learning, you start interfacing. For example, there is some college in some part of Bihar or Odisha. Professor Ramabrahman, who is the Vice Chancellor of Odisha Central University, is here. There is a place, there is a college in the tribal dominated area of Odisha, let us take. Why that college, which is located in a tribal dominated locality, should learn something about something which has no relevance to tribals? The college will have autonomy, to pick up whatever they want, but it must be within a framework. For example, there is some kind of a college in Sivakasi of Tamil Nadu. Sivakasi is known for printing. It is known for crackers and things like that. All of you know. That local context has to be incorporated. That is very important. See, what you are doing, you are making the student to go away from that society and you are planting the student somewhere else. This is very, very important. And the college or the university will have complete autonomy to design, to deliver, but within a framework. I think by doing this, we become self-reliant, and by become self-reliant only, we will be in a position to build a knowledge society. It is not a knowledge society. It is not a society based on somebody else's knowledge. It is not a society based on a borrowed knowledge. It is a society based on our own knowledge, and that is possible only when we open our eyes and try to pick up what is there in our community. ये मिट्टी में क्या है उसको लेते हुए हम जा सकते हैं. Therefore, I would like to say that this policy is a combination of दिमाग और दिल दोनों को मिला के एक पॉलिसी लाया है.